Alrighty, if you're needing some help with adding and subtracting integers, well, first of all, here are the answers. Duh. But I need you to not just sit there and stare at the numbers, because the answer is not just going to jump at you usually. Instead, I need you to really think through what I've been telling you. For example, the first number is like the first word in the sentence. It's where you start. This is the action that's taken, and then this is, how much is you're going to take action with. So I'm just going to say what happens, I guess you could say. I don't know if I've ever kind of given that a name before. So anyway, the idea, and I'm going to draw lots of pictures, is that we have the submarine scenario, where here's a submarine. You have one where it's just a number line. And by the way, the submarine and the number line, do you notice something similar about them? They're both just number lines. The one's just going up and down, this one's on its side, right? Another scenario is I could say that your bank account, here's your account. And here is where 0 is at. Right now, you have $3, so 1, 2, 3. That's how much money you have in your bank account right now. And then the other one that I find kind of funny, but it makes sense, is that you are feeling positive. You have 3 kind things have been said to you. Okay? So, let's go through all these scenarios. And in fact, you might just be looking at this and going like, I know that one. I can do this. But here's the point. You can do this stuff with all of them. Okay? You don't just have to sit there and go, I don't know. So the first thing is we are taking action. We are removing. When it is minus, this action is you're removing. You're subtracting. Okay? Taking away. Whatever you want to say. Taking away. You are removing things. You are about to remove. And then notice that this 8, that's what you're about to remove. You're going to remove a positive 8. And you're like, how would I know that's positive? Because we have examples of stuff like this, where it's pretty clear to see right now that we are removing negative 8. Whereas here, we are just removing 8. Okay, so in this scenario, removing 8, we're removing a positive 8, right? So what's positive? Well, positive was the thing that it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 things that were causing us to float. So I made little balloons. Those are pulling our submarine upwards, right? But when we remove them, the submarine is going to go down 8. So check this out. He was at 3, now 2, 1, 0. That was down 1, 2, 3. Okay? But we still need to keep going. We have to remove more because we're removing 8, right? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We removed another 5. Guess what? 3 and 5, that's 8. So the answer is, as we said, negative 5, right? Okay, looking at the number line. 2, 1, 0. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. You're at 3 to begin with. And you're going to subtract. You're going to remove positive 8. So then that is why you go this way. That is moving in the negative direction, 8. This is the positive direction, negative direction, okay? Let's go with the money. You've got $3, But then all of a sudden, you swiped your debit card and it took out $8. Well, so then you're going to go down to 0, but you're going to continue to go down to now you have negative $5 in your account. Okay, and I mean, again, we said that. And then the last one, this is the one that is kind of goofy, but it makes sense, it works. You're walking around feeling positive. You have 3 compliments. And then someone's about to come along and say, you know what? No, I remove that compliment. I remove that compliment. I remove that compliment. And in fact, you know what? I know that you have 5 more compliments that I'm going to remove from you. So instead, before you were feeling positive 3, but now those positive 3 are gone, and in fact 5 more are gone, you're now feeling negative 5. And I guess here's a little icon for that. It's a heartbroken. Kind of looks like an alien munching like a mouth or whatever, but whatever. Brokenhearted. You know what? Let's try one more time. We'll draw the heart and then break it like that. I don't know. You get the idea. It's negative 5, okay? You don't just have to sit there and go, I don't know how to do these. And if you're thinking, wow, we're 6.5 minutes to do the first problem. That's if you're going to do all of these examples, right? But you don't need to do that. In fact, you could follow the examples from back over here, which I realize that they're gone. So let me pause this and they'll all kind of pop up real quick. Wait, no, I'm not going to pause it and make them all pop up. This was the thing that we did in class. Maybe you just need another time to look at it, another time to hear it, where you're not being bothered by the person next to you or whatever you were doing. These 2 are going to be the same. These 2 are going to be the same. These 2 are going to be the same. These 2, and these 2, and these 2. I say they're going to be the same, but they're going to arrive at the solution differently. So for example, 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 subtract 2 is 2. And if you're like, hopefully you're not confused by why I started with 4. Remember, you always start with the number out front. Okay, this one though is adding negative 2. And when you add negative 2 to 4, you still get 2. So remember when I said that these 2 are the same, clearly the answers are the same, but their approaches, their approaches were different, right? Okay, let's take a look at the next one. Negative 3 minus 1, minus a positive 1. Subtract a positive 1. You've lost $3, you lose another, okay? So guess what? We already know that this is the answer to this next one. Negative 3 adding negative 1. Guys, these 2 are the same as each other, okay? 3 subtract 8. 3 add negative 8. These 2 are the same, okay? And you end up getting negative 5, and if you're like, that seems familiar, yeah, I know, there it is, 3 minus 8. Are you seeing kind of the idea? Are you seeing that, oh look, that thing and that thing, they're achieving the same thing. They both start the same. The next part is the only thing that's different. Next, 9 subtract 13. 9 add negative 13. Either way, you get negative 4. And if you need to, stop and draw the little, like on your own time, on your own paper. Draw, I'm a submarine here at 9. And you're about to remove or cut something from me. What are you going to cut? You're going to cut positive 13. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 balloons, 13 floats. You cut those, it's going to drop 19 spaces. So it goes down to negative, oh shoot, not 19, it's supposed to be 13. Let's back up, cut 13. You're gonna drop to negative 4, which is what we did right here, okay? If you need to draw it, do it. Eventually, you will not need to draw them. I'm just saying, until you don't need to draw them, draw them. Minus or subtract negative 3. These last two, I'm gonna put a star by them. Stars are important. These two are important because I've told you that these are all the same. So guess what? These two are the same. Subtract negative 3 and add 3. Those are the same, okay? And you might look at this one and go, that's tough. I don't know how to do that. But what about this one? You showed up to the party with negative $6. You owed somebody money. But then somebody gave you $3. Well, now you only owe them 3. Let's not get into the idea of like, well, what about the other guy? That's not how that works. Don't worry about it. So negative 6 minus negative 3, also that. And then the last one, in fact, I'm gonna write both of these in black so you kind of know, like, they're together. Subtract negative 12. It's the same as add 12. So negative 5 plus 12, 7. Negative 5 minus negative 12, 7. Okay, so why did we do that if we'd already done it in class? Again, I was doing that so maybe you were thinking you had another chance to kind of sit down and process. So now that you've processed a little bit, let's go back over here. 4 minus negative 5. Sorry, I could tickle my throat. Is like 4 adding 5. It's just 9. Negative 6 minus 4, negative 10. In fact, honestly, guys, at this point, like, once we've kind of gone through this, the expectation, the hope is that you don't just sit there and stare at this and go, man, that's confusing. Instead, you go, wait a second. I'm looking at subtract a negative. And if I'm looking at subtract a negative, wait a second. Here's subtract a negative. And when you subtract a negative, that's really like adding 3. That's like adding the positive version of that number, okay? So over here, you look at that and go, hey, hold on. I got negative 9, that's where I'm at. And that's like adding just a regular, not 3, sorry. It's like adding a regular old 6. And now, yes, you do have to think perhaps another layer, because this is the peak of the challenge right here. This is the peak challenge of all this stuff. I guess in addition to the fact that this is the other challenge, this is the other part of it. You've lost $9, you add 6, you don't quite have enough yet. You're still a negative 3. So I was gonna skip this, but now I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you can draw the picture. If you wanted to, you could draw the picture here. So I'll just kind of help interpret what we're looking at. How about this? This one is 10, add 9. You're removing negative 9. That's the same as adding 9. This one is just straightforward subtraction, like early math class subtraction. So is this one, except that you're already negative. So subtracting, right here, subtracting makes things smaller, right? Okay, well, if you're already small, you continue to get even smaller. Negative 22 is smaller than negative 15. Over here, you're removing a negative amount. Kind of weird to say it that way, so then switch it if you need to. Just get in the habit of going, Subtracting a negative is adding it, okay? Same thing here. Subtracting a negative is really like adding. Removing negativity is being positive. I mean, that's really the whole thing right there. Again, oh wait, I'm sorry, I forgot. I accidentally copy-pasted these two rows. So these four questions are exactly the same. Sorry. Removing negativity is being positive. Removing negativity is being positive. Oh my gosh, they're all removing negativity. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. You're small, you're getting smaller. This is even smaller. These down here, this one, I mean, is exactly what we've been doing. I imagine if I wrote all of the problems up here, like this one, you'd be just super happy and you'd be doing them no problem. These two are a little more confusing than I meant for them to be. There it is, that's it. And then these, last but not least, over here, what's this whole commutative and associative business? They're just trying to give you a little bit of help to think. I don't know if they do the best job, so to speak. So what they're getting at is that, yes, you have 1, 2, 3 numbers, but you can think in different order than just 1, then 2, then 3, right? So what you can do is combine that one, and oh look, a negative is positive, right? So it's really 8 minus 12 plus 8. And in this scenario, what I did is I said 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. So I don't love this little section, but they are just pushing you to think. You know, like literally when you were a younger child, 3 plus 3 is where you started, and then they said, well, what about 3 plus 3 plus 7? Okay, well, then you had to think a little bit more. Oh my gosh, it's 6, 7. I didn't mean to do that, but here we are. This one, okay, here's where I understand what they were getting at. 3 and negative 3 is 0, so you're left with just this. A negative 8, which is like adding 8, but you know what? We don't write adding 8. It's just 8, right? This one is similar in that this is a positive 4. 4 minus 4 is nothing, and nothing minus nothing is nothing. Right here, 9 plus negative 9 cancels, leaving you with removing negativity, or known as being positive. Removing negativity is positive, and then those would cancel. And in fact, what do you mean by cancel? Negative 12 plus 12 is 0. They've canceled each other out. And then this one is kind of like the first one, and then I'm like, okay, I guess. Positive 8, positive 3, well, that's 11. And then negative 11 and 11 go to 0. On these, you are evaluating, which is a fancy math word for plug in. I mean, that's not exactly what it means, but what we're doing is taking this negative 5 and plugging it in wherever you see an M. Okay? And then you could rewrite what's going on. So what you have is 5 minus negative 5. Where did you get that negative 5 from? Right there. And that's how you get 10. Because removing negativity is being positive. Negative 5 plus 2. Again, removing negativity. Negative 5. That's an ugly 5. Negative 5 minus 7. Well, this is positive 5 minus 7, which is negative 2. Last but not least, negative 8 minus negative 5. So hopefully you have a little bit of this under control at this point. If you got any questions, let me know.